getting some votes to win this race.
Yeah, where did all this publicity come from? Oh my god. Oh, and they're off.
All right. One of them is. Duncan didn't get the memo. But we'll have to get some sync up real quick, so you'll see PikaPals pause for just a little bit.
Yeah, Feasel is right on there, gonna get the stream synced up for us. Both of them starting in Link's house, grabbing 10 arrows, and apparently 1 rupee from the bushes, so...
We got Sign Strats doing the power of a Tempered Sword Strike, so I'll take out one of these guys. We'll see Pika cash in the tree pool.
Yeah, looks like bigdunka is opting not to go for it, and not a bad choice apparently, just a bunch of hearts.
Blue mail off the uncle. That's
okay.
A little unsettling.
Yeah, looks like the uncle brought a change of clothes before he died for some reason.
Link, I need you to take these to the dry cleaner.
Link, can you go get my laundry?
I asked for red.
Alright, $50 in the sanctuary so far, nothing too great.
Yeah. We do have a little safety to start it off, and who knows, maybe we're in for a stingy heart seed. And just got a little bit of shadowing now. Bigdunka just slightly ahead of PikaPals for having not done the tree pool, but now he's going to cash one in and find out what Pika already knows.
Yeah, looks like he's now finding out that it's going to rain hearts from the trees. A little bit weird, but sure, we'll take it.
These trees bear strange fruit. It looks like a bottle, I think?
Yeah, I think there was some green goo in a bottle here at the lower decks.
Yeah, the decidedly unsponsored green goo.
Absolutely. I don't know what you're talking about at all.
Well, another commentator and I were discussing whether it was the Mountain Dew or the Ecto Cooler, and we just decided, you know what, we're going to wait for which one pays us.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good decision.
Yeah, it was, I want to say it was me and Vitasia, but yeah. So we got our forest drop here for a fire rod. Hey.
Early fire rod. All right, so that means they have a weapon. They don't have a whole lot of magic right now, but that's not really a huge deal.
Yeah, at least with the bush crabs dropping it, that's not too bad.
Yeah, pretty nice start. Oh, looks like
hey, getting close to bottle vendor money.
Yeah, not too far away. Looks like the 4 tree pull. I'm not sure if it was the 4 undamaged tree pull or the 4 damaged tree pull, but it was only single rupee, so the tree's been a little lackluster today.
Yeah, all picked over.
Alright, heart piece in the back of the tavern. Yeah, and I assume both of our runners are going to decide to spend their hard-earned money on some bombs right here.
Yeah, that's going to be the better play. Opens up a lot of things you don't want to leave unchecked here in Kakariko Village. Many, many chests to open, and at least, 3 or 4 of them behind bombable walls.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out on those or gamble on finding bombs somewhere in one of those chests.
Oh man, Dunka's going to have to be careful now. But that helps.
Yep, both grabbing their heart from the chicken coop.
Yeah, and that's right. Jay Cobra asking in the chat, careful of what exactly. It just seemed he was getting a little anxious with his bombs.
Well,
speaking of,
there's a couple bombs hiding behind the bombable wall. Why not? And we got literacy and boots down the well. Who threw their old heels down the well?
Yeah. Maybe the old lady sweeping the porch out front?
Yeah, that's usually my guess. We also get our first bottle here in Blind's Hut, so that means they can finish up the Kakariko route, including the sick kid who might be holding something important. And it looks like PikaPals also barely managed to eke out enough for the bottle vendor, so let's see if he has a good deal for us.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, and also the Bloomerang. How could I miss that? I know you're a red Boomerang fan, but...
Oh, that's alright. We can put our differences aside.
Yeah, definitely. I think...
The important thing is we're going to find out what the stun drop is. Maybe.
Alright, so we get the first small life lesson from the bottle vendor. Pay him $100, get 20 back.
Yeah. Rough times.
And just a piece of heart from the sick kid, stealing his last bit of health.
Yikes. That's harsh.
Yeah, pretty brutal.
Will we have the library be worth? Yeah, I guess this early, who knows, might need more bombs. At the very least, Kiki or Zora may be a call-in.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, if you get the boots this early, which you don't usually do in V26, you might as well just grab whatever's on there.
And the sync is real as we get a map check. We got green on Hera, blue on Desert, and crystal on Eastern.
Yep, so only one Light World crystal.
That's pretty interesting.
And so far, our runner's having pretty much the same ideas of how the early routing should be. Looks like PikaPals decides, okay, I'm gonna check Mini Moldon first and then double back to the swamp. Or the dam, rather, I guess. I kind of like that because he will probably go towards Agina's cave afterwards and then maybe check into Desert since they already got the book.
Yeah, it's not a bad move, and then with the fire source, and not to mention something that can take down Lamola's, you know, if managing the magic properly, can have a decent time in that fight.
Yeah, all they need is a lift upgrade to even get in there.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was forgetting about that.
Alright, just a soggy bomb bag upgrade and the dam today, not something they want to pick up.
Yeah. Being careful to cut those dashes short.
Yep, you don't want to dash into any of those crabs.
Nope.
Interesting to see that PikaPals decides to check the Ice Rod Cave. Not that I think it's a bad play, but I'm just wondering why he scooped out on the dam. Oh man, these crabs.
Yeah, it's getting real dicey. Oh, he just sneaks in. Very nice.
Okay, he saved and quit before we could check out if that was the Sank heart, but definitely a heart container in there.
Indeed. Yeah, we'll probably see Pika go south again, as chat's pointing out, and just head over to Dam and then go to Desert, knowing that that could be an endpoint for him with, what do you call, the book and everything.
Yeah, definitely not a bad play, that's for sure. I was just thinking he might go right back from the Mini Moldon Cave instead of checking Ice Rod Cave, but I guess it's a good idea to get one of those out-of-the-way locations out of the way.
Right.
Especially with the boots that they have.
Right, it's halfway to what you'd really like to have, being flute in the boot. But, you know, you take what you can get. Right, and Dunka's gonna probably be setting up his fake flipper here. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like he wants to check out what's on Lake Hylia Island and then probably check the hobo.
I would hope so.
Let's see what you did there.
vanilla heart piece there on the island, so that'll go ungrabbed unless we have an amazingly stingy seed heart-wise.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if they decide to go back and grab that at any point. Alright, so Hobo and Agina check. Let's see.
Huh. And one of those literally paying off just a little more than the other.
Yep, money everywhere. Hard container in the desert ledge, and PikaPals is making his first move into desert while bigdunka decides he's gonna check some more overworld spots.
Yeah, putting those boots to work on the bonk rocks and getting a bottle and some red for it. Pretty good. Pika just doing a little dance while he waits out that sandworm or whatever it is.
Yeah, without any sort of weapon in here, you kind of have to be patient and wait out a lot of things.
But he will be able to continue having found the big key. And, ooh, just a burrito on the lamp, so... Unless Lamb Molas is carrying, then we'll probably see all the items out of here.
Yeah, interesting to see that they got the boots this early, and then, of course, desert isn't boots locked.
Right.
And bigdunka decides to make the exact same play. He is gonna check out what's on the ledge and then go right into desert.
Alright, so... Lammo will have an item.
Yep, looks like he is definitely holding. Oh, and just a piece of heart. That's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, you really want something out of that dungeon sooner if you can with the early book. But it looks like we'll see Pika go for escape. Which is going to require some cleverness with not too much magic and very few bombs.
Yeah, he might need to be a little careful because once he runs out of bombs, and magic obviously, that could stop him from progressing any further.
Yeah, hopefully he finds something good in these first couple of chests. Huh.
Oh, well.
Bombs will help anyway.
That's not a bad find for him. I'm sure he's happy about that.
Yeah. And we'll see Dunka opt for that heart.
Yeah, I don't really blame him. I mean, it's not too far out of the way, and so far it's been a little stingy. I mean, it's only 13 minutes in, so calling it a stingy seed for the hearts is a little early probably, but the more hearts you can get early on, the better you feel about it.
Yeah. I mean, heck, that might even be a play you decide not to do if you didn't have the boots this early. But at that point, it really is just so quick.
Despite stunning the guard, Pika misses one of his bombs. Now he's down to 2.
Yikes. It'll be tough. And Dunka putting that boomerang to work to make sure he does not make the same mistake.
Look at that beautiful stun prize.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Just multiplying its bombs. That's awesome.
Oh, okay. He gets
able to burn out the ball
last.
and chain guard, yeah. Got a little itchy on that trigger finger for another heart piece.
Disappointing escape as well, so I suppose their play will have to be Sahasrah's Hut and Eastern Palace, possibly.
Indeed. And the Bonk Rocks did not pay up. Well, actually, no, they had a red potion. So, one of the better things they found so far.
Yeah, that red potion definitely a nice thing to have. Really, any free potion you can grab when you grab a bottle somewhere is a nice thing.
Definitely. And if we end up finding, say, the net and the powder, then it'll be, just multiplied returns for those. Oh, hey, that's a flute.
That's a pretty good find, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a hospital used to be in this band. It's pretty cool. But kind of isn't really into it anymore.
Rocking the ocarina?
Yeah,
sure.
The rock arena, let's be real.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, you handed me that one. Let's be real.
Yeah, no, I know, I agree. I like that one. The rock arena, that's what it's going to be called from now on.
Yeah, Dunka putting that boomerang to work again. Of course, the stun prize on this guy is still just going to be the key.
Yeah, you're not going to get rid of the key no matter how hard you try.
Yeah.
It is definitely interesting how mirrored both of these runners are. I mean, bigdunka is a little bit behind time-wise because he's just now checking escape, but it's really nothing major at this point in the race, obviously.
Yeah, and proof of that being that just a few minutes ago, PikaPals was in the same situation, and just little things like, I guess really maybe bigdunka's boomerang deployment earlier was technically taking him some menu time and everything else, but, he also had, even if it was slow, slightly cleaner execution, not missing any bombs because his targets were immobile. But in the meantime, did you see what that was? We got power gloves in Eastern.
Ooh, hello. Okay, that's a lift upgrade.
Yeah.
So that opens up a whole bunch more stuff. Well, kind of, I guess.
It definitely helps. For one thing, if they wanted to go back to a desert, they know Lambo's packing.
Yeah, I think that's really the only thing that's actually opened up right now for them. Now that I think about it.
A non-sequence breaky Zora.
Oh yeah, in the back of Escape, as Korek is pointing out in the chat.
Oh yeah, how about it?
Ooh, and the mirror in here too. Jesus, EP is packed today.
Yeah. A little bit of carryover from the last race, from what I understand.
Alright, gonna get a little bit of a sequence break here from PikaPals. I mean, these Eastern Dark Rooms are probably one of the more easier ones in the whole game, so not a big deal, but the logic would require you to have the lamp to go in here.
Right. And this can lead to very interesting plays, especially if this third item is here, for example. Oh, but instead we get a compass. But, hey, now he knows. As Dunka picks up his ocarina.
Oh, and Dunka decides to immediately save and quit, probably to activate his ocarina. Brockarina.
Yeah, the Rockarina. Take it over, get his swag duck out, and I guess it's not a terrible play, really. I mean, for me, the immediate thought is he's right there, but at the same time, with Flute Spot 5, not that big of a deal. It's just we know that there's already some major worth in Eastern.
Yeah, definitely. As spectators, we obviously have a little bit more of a clue of what's going on and where to go for these guys, but I can't really fault him for activating his flute as quickly as he can. It helps with the overworld movement a lot.
Definitely.
He'll be back, as you say, he'll be back into Eastern with Flute Spot 5 in no time.
Just noticing a pun from Filthy Cur in the chat. EP was pretty fluteful. Thank you for that.
Boo!
But yeah, PikaPals hitting that bonk rock before going over to activate the flute.
Yep, a bigdunka is indeed going right back into Eastern, which is very good for him.
Yeah, this is obviously, as we know, going to pay off in spades. Well, not spades. There was no shovel.
Not even gonna dignify that one with a response.
Now we got the silent swag duck going on. P-Lifer, if you get me a copy of the words, I'll sing it.
Yeah, and I definitely won't ever.
Alright, we got our Death Mountain check. We're going to see another small sequence break here. A lot of runners know this room in the dark. It is a quick trip back to get to the old man who has lost his lamp. And neither have we found ours, so, well.
Yeah, we're just gonna hold on to his hand and slowly waddle our way through the star cave, past some bats, and right back out into the light. Let's hope the old man doesn't think he's actually going to heaven.
When we bring him back to his cave hovel, he may be disappointed.
Yeah, he seems to be pretty comfy in there for some reason, but, well, you know. What can you do with old men on the mountain?
And to answer chat, that's right, Chemical Grenade. The logic never requires you to do dark rooms. And so, in theory, you're not even supposed to get this guy till you get the lamp. Which would be interesting if he's carrying a progression ice. Excuse me. A progression item. Some mad cash money.
That guy's loaded.
Yeah. Oh, what does walking service cost these days? 300? Sounds reasonable.
All right, and Pika with his mirror in hand can. Hello, blue girl.
A nearly vanilla pearl, as hoped for by chat a bit ago. All right.
Yep, he's definitely gonna grab that. Maybe make his way into Tower of Hera. It is a pendant dungeon, but it's the green pendant, and you know, if 26 has taught us anything, it's that pendant dungeons are holding.
Indeed. Yeah, the only unfortunate part of this play is to not have anything for Moldorm, but then, if that were possible, we could turn in that green. But Pika playing smart, checking that tablet, just couch cash.
Oh boy, bigdunka needs to be careful here. Down to half a heart. He's gonna have to do this room the old school way.
Oh man.
Or just mirror out. That's fine too. We know it's only the compass in there, I think.
I missed what that was in the basement. I'm guessing it was a dungeon item because it looked like he just kind of noped out.
It was a red rupee, so we already saw our first item in Hera.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see how PikaPals wants to deal with this.
It's
an interesting position.
Oh, he's trying to make them fall off the edge, but I don't think they fall off by themselves.
No, generally they need to be provoked. So the real question is, does he know? Oh, he won't need to know, but if you walk down those stairs, the pots will respawn and the beetles won't.
Yep, exactly. If you ever find yourself in that situation, use the 2 pots to kill 2 of the beetles, and unless you can place a bomb perfectly like Pika did and make the 3rd one fall, just drop down the hole, go back up, the pots will be back, but the beetles won't be.
Right, yeah, but as chat is lauding and as you did, that was a very nice strat for that.
And we're getting a big chest bomb jump. Very nice.
Cool.
Okay, that's item number 2 out of here. So I'm assuming Pika will nope out, since, as you pointed out earlier, he has no way to kill Moldorm right now.
Yeah, we're gonna need a hammer or a sword. I think that's about it from what I understand.
Yep, I think that's about right.
Oh, I just noticed some of the palette changes on account of PikaPals sprite.
Yeah, makes those villagers look a little funky.
Yeah. Alright, stopping off the shop to get some bombs, and looks like we'll see a fake flipper.
Yep, looks like it's Zora time for PikaPals. He's probably also gonna check out the hobo first. I don't think he's been there yet.
Yeah, he is not, but Dunka went earlier. And now having the Pearl, too, means that we're likely going to see a Waterfall of Wishing check using what we call the Jesus Walk glitch to kind of walk in and out of that door a couple of times to turn a fake flipper back into regular walking. Well, mostly regular walking. You'll see what happens when he comes back out. And very nicely done on that fake flipper, which can very easily end you in a soft lock.
Yeah, it looks, these people make it look easy, but the fake flipper back from hobo is actually a little more complicated than you might think. It's definitely doable, but not quite as easy as the normal one that you're used to seeing.
Yeah, it has to do with the fact that screen transition is rather special. And, well, maybe not specifically that special, but that it's there on top of the transition into the water, and it can really mess you up.
And look at that high five.
Yeah.
These guys couldn't be much more synced up than they are right now.
I was going to say, did somebody wish for sync? And there's our synchronized sword at 2637.
All right, interesting. And this was a sequence broken sword.
Yeah. Yeah, actually. Huh. And I can't believe I missed the synchronized swimming. But yeah, now we're seeing the Jesus Walk part of this.
Oh no, and PikaPals gets hit by a Zora, and now he's kind of stuck there.
Yeah, he's kind of hoping to get bonked out of the way with a fireball or something. Oh, are we going to see a water bomb jump? Oh, he was invincible for it. Oh no.
Oh,
wow,
very nice save. Oh man, that's save. Amazing.
Yeah, that one's going in the interview.
Yep, absolutely. And I hope someone's going to clip that.
Yeah, that was pretty rad.
That was amazing. What a save,
right,
man.
Yeah, so what is left? We're starting to run out of things. We don't actually have what we need for like an Aga run or something.
I'm assuming they're going to have to kill Landmolas if they want to or not.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that's there. Yeah, actually, I guess that's what we're seeing is bigdunka and PikaPals grabbing that green and then heading back. Well, back for Pika and there for once for Dunk. Or, no, I don't know.
I think they've both been in here.
I was going to say, I can't remember, but I know they're both going right now.
And Alucard in chat calling out the flippers on Landmo. Oh, man.
Oh, man. That'd be interesting. It's just, then what? Because then they just kind of sequence broke the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the upside of that would be that they don't have to keep that sequence break in their mind anymore, because right now you're thinking, okay, I know I sequence broke that. That means it's probably a sword upgrade rather than my first sword I'm supposed to find. But, yeah, we'll see.
Then Jay Coper pointing out then if the flippers came into the sequence, then we know that sword was okay to go kill Moldorm for the green pendant. It's a solid pick. Good job, Coper. But yeah, this is getting quite compelling quite quickly. We need another glove or another hammer, and we could get some Dark World access.
Yep, that is what these guys are looking for right now. Looks like Pika decided to grab that Heart Container 2 just a little bit later than bigdunka, but no big deal at all.
Right. And Cooper spreading the love, reminding us that it was Alucard's idea about the independent Hera. So.
Alright, so bigdunka is maybe, I don't know, half a minute ahead of PikaPals right now. Okay, bigdunka will have to finish this off with Spider Sword, missing a couple shots. I think PikaPals also had more money to buy more potions, but I don't think he bought anything else but the green one that bigdunka also had.
Yeah, right. I guess he used that potion then, or did he forget about it? I kind of missed it. Meanwhile, PikaPal's catching up with some more effective use, and there goes those Titans. So,
yep, that is the Dark World access for both these guys.
Very nice. And so we'll see these guys head to the village. bigdunka getting a little excited.
Oh, and we're getting a Meyer area check from Pika first.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. No, I didn't even think of that. But yeah, they're right there. Go in, take a look, get some info about our Meyer medallion. Oh, map check. Looks like red on Meyer, 5 on Swamp, 6 on Turtle.
Mm-hmm.
And to answer T-Biz in chat, Sword was in the Waterfall of Wishing. It was a sequence. So we're not sure where it was supposed to be.
If they do find the flippers anytime soon, it could still be the first sword that they were supposed to pick up by the logic, but we don't quite know that yet.
Right.
PikaPals, meanwhile, picking up his ether from the checkerboard cave here. I don't think he actually checked which pendant Meyer needed. He might still do it now. Yeah, I think he's going back over there.
It sounded like a heart piece on Skull Woods. Trying to fend. Oh, it does take down that. And he could have done the bird toss.
Oh, yeah, boo!
But he does have to survive long enough to get there, so it's fair enough.
Yeah. Decides to open Meyer right away. It is ether, which he just found, so that's going to save him a little bit of time later once he has to come back here.
Yeah,
he
how about
goes right in. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, he got those boots so you can bonk across. That's really putting together the pieces. And chat asking about bird toss is when you take that little pterodactyl and you cast ether, well, he freezes, and if he's on screen and close by, you can pick him up and just throw him away into the lake. But yeah, just a fan favorite. Oh, and yeah, so Meyer's actually a sequence break, as we're pointing out in chat. Need the sword to cast the what do you call the medallion?
Yep. Can't use your medallions unless you have a sword.
Yeah, good eyes, Olga.
Oh, and there's the silvers for PikaPal, so that's the first item out of Meyer.
Alright.
Not a bad one, not gonna help them right now, but having early silvers always feels good.
Yeah, we know that when they come back to finish this, if they have to anyway, that Vitreous fight's gonna go a lot quicker.
Yeah, definitely with the silvers, that fight is pretty fun, I'd say, which normally it can be quite annoying. And we're seemingly getting an early pedestal check from bigdunka if you can find the right spot.
Right. He's gonna clear out the doorway first. That's a smart move.
Yeah.
So get your pedestal hype in the chat. We've got precious little time. There go flippers. Okay, so that sword.
Alright, so there's a sword upgrade on Ped, and we have the flippers in Mire, which you only got into because your sequence broke with a fake flipper.
Wait, oh man, what if they... Huh. Did they just break a pedestal seed?
I'm not sure. I'm a little bit confused. This is
This is pretty weird.
This is some brain-bending crazy stuff here.
Yeah. And yeah, with Swamp being a crystal, that dip in the mire was going to be required at some point.
So now the question is, with that information, I mean, I suppose bigdunka has a couple spots to clear out beforehand, so he might find a different sword upgrade somewhere. But if they do end up having to fighter sword this all the way through, well, actually, since the sword was a sequence break, there has to be a sword somewhere accessible to them, right?
Yeah, because as Chad is pointing out, because Mire's a pendant, and you would need a sword to open it, like that, yeah, it just could not have been the first.
Yeah, so they definitely need to find a sword somewhere, or they will find a sword somewhere accessible right now, or in the near future, I guess. Oh, and it looks like, if I saw that right, PikaPals might have been setting up the water walk glitch here at the little Skull Woods hole.
Oh.
He might have just dashed there, you know, just more or less an accident, I want to call it, but... Yeah, it looks like he's just going to do the Village of Outcasts here while bigdunka is dipping into Thieves Town. Almost completable, I guess. I do need a hammer for the big chest, but maybe they'll be lucky and find all the items they need without having to go check that.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And yeah, even if they kill blind, until they find another sword or a hammer, or I guess a cane, this sense of being a sequence break too. Crazy.
Yeah, this is all kinds of weird.
Yeah, like I'm trying to keep that whole bit of logic straight in my head. But yeah, and so far we have one item, we have a key, we have the big key, of course, and then the compass. So we got 3 more items among our spots. And to answer chat, the possibility of killing blind because the sword was a break. As far as I know, that's the only item they have that would be able to work on blind, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure if the fire rod will work on blind. I don't think it does, but maybe I'm wrong.
Alright, we're gonna check out the digging game for PikaPals.
Yeah, let's see what we can dig up today.
Just more money. Alright, map there.
I think that means the big chest has something.
Yeah, big chest and blind are both carrying. Along with, what do you call? Even the chest next to the maiden, because they already have the key.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. And we'll see Pika take his frog friend around.
Yeah, with the mirror in hand, not a bad idea. You get there pretty quickly. Alright, I think best case scenario, bigdunka finds the hammer here.
It's the ice rod.
Okay, that's not bad either, because the ice rod is one of those items that can be pretty much anywhere, and you
Right.
don't want to end up hunting for that, last ice rod item at the end of your seed with all the random spots that you left open. Okay, and we saw that the blacksmith had a little bit of quake in their heart.
Yeah, pounding the hammers real hard on the anvil and making a medallion that can do the same. As you get that blind fight.
Yep, and as you mentioned earlier, without that sword, no way to damage him, so whatever he drops is also a sequence broken item.
Yeah, this is this is pretty goofy. And he pulls it out with 2 hearts remaining. Just to get more heart.
Yeah, just a piece of heart, so no progression item. At least that keeps the things you need to keep in your head about the sequence break a little bit lower.
Yeah, a little simpler on all of us for now. But yeah, we do know that that big chest is packing.
Yep, we do know there is 1 item left in Thieves Town. Stumpy only has a piece of heart for us today.
Now we'll see Big Dunka go get disappointed at the digging game.
Okay, here's the hype cave. Could this be where they were supposed to get their first sword? More love. A red rupee. And there it is. Alright, so first official sword, which is actually the master sword for these guys, in the hype cave. So that clears up a little bit of our sequence break, right?
Yeah, and nothing major as far as I know. Well, getting in the mire is okay now. So actually that is major because flippers.
Yeah, I think
Which actually that makes the other sword now back in the logic. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're good.
everything, as Chad is pointing out, everything is unbroken.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, gosh, that was getting real silly real fast. And yeah, we'll see a bombish check from PikaPals as Big Dunka picks up his Quake.
Yep, not a bad idea. He's right over here. Get that out of the way. Oh, just some more love dropping from the skies. And it looks like Big Dunka is just following in PikaPals' footsteps here, bringing back Gary's lunchbox. Probably also going to check the Bombos tablet, and before he goes there, he hopefully also checks the hype cave.
Yeah, that'll put him in a lot better shape to face what is ahead of him.
Definitely. Now, PikaPals is making his way into Skull Woods, decides to do the backwards way, starting in the back and then working his way forward.
Yeah, I forget when I first saw this, but I'm a huge fan of this strat because, especially obviously when it's a crystal, get it out of the way and then walk your way out.
Yeah, I like this way too. It's you might lose a little bit of time checking that one chest that's right here at the back entrance because it's kind of, weirdly out of the way and it takes a while to get there. But with a mirror in hand, it's not too huge of a time loss. Oh, and you decide to just go straight to the boss. Not a bad play either.
Yeah, get that out of the way. See if that's got an item, and then hey, if you're lucky, the other item's right here in the back. But these two interchangeable, I guess, especially knowing that he already has the half magic. Ooh, and a very nice full magic drop that he's passing up.
Yeah, I guess with Master Sword and half magic in hand, he feels pretty confident. I mean, they do. I was saying earlier it was a little stingy with the hearts, but apparently Seed wanted to prove me wrong right away.
Oh yeah, and what's more interesting too is the disparity between our two runners right now. We got a full 4 heart difference.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is, well, not really a lot of that, but the Mire area and Mire itself, I think, had a little bit of love here and there.
Oh, that's right. The Mire Shed was where the hearts were hiding.
Yeah.
We had PikaPals making that short work, as you said he would, of Mothula, and heading on out with a compass. So he's going to double back, go to the dead-end chest, as we see bigdunka is going for that Master Sword. Little does he know.
Very nice. Kept picking up an extra heart as well, and gonna unbreak everything that he broke earlier. He hasn't quite broken it as hard as Pika did with his Mire dip and finding the flippers there, but he was pretty close, I guess.
Yeah. And probably just one choice away from getting it there, too. Alright, we'll see Pika get the somewhat confusing pedestal. Okay, wait a minute. It's not allowed to be vanilla.
A better sword than your current form.
But yeah, then that other chest in Skull Woods back was the big key, so pretty nice to be able to just come in here and check out the big chest when they get to it without having to worry about backtracking.
Yeah, definitely. You can basically clear all this in one swoop, going straight from the back and the boss to the beginning of the dungeon till he picks up the 2 items that are in here.
Really having some trouble with these Gibdos. I'm surprised that they have magic, he doesn't just whip out the fire rod, but I guess time is of the essence.
Yeah, definitely for these guys, it comes down to the wire. Alright, so there's one item, just a quiver upgrade.
Right. See him pop right out of that bad situation and just take the easy road here.
Give him a quick high five as they both dash through that bumper room. Cyberventure, I wouldn't say he's irrecoverably behind. He is maybe a little bit behind right now, but not even that much, because he has finished Thieves Town and has the crystal from there, and PikaPals hasn't dipped into Thieves Town at all yet. So while he is missing the flippers and the ether and, you know, the opening of Mire, he's still definitely in the race.
Yeah, I mean, especially I would gauge time-wise probably only about halfway through here anyway, and there may be another item yet that trolls Pika, but it won't be the bow anyhow, as he finds out on the graveyard ledge.
Yeah, very nice. With the silvers that he also already has from Mire, he is in a pretty good spot now.
Yeah, definitely. So while bigdunka is taking care of Mothula, the Flap, and quite well at that, we're getting a King's Tomb check from Pika. And that's gotta be the other Kane.
The Brian Kane.
The Brian. King Brian. All hail.
So theoretically, let me think here. They got the Titansmiths from Lamola's, right?
Mm-hmm.
So theoretically, this could have been their blind weapon in a non-sequence breaky kind of way.
Oh, yeah. It's true.
And Pika making his way up to the Catfish, another location that you want to get out of the way because it is out of the way.
Indeed. And you don't want to be caught in that one seed where it's just finally actually useful.
Yeah, you never know what the guy's going to spit out. It might actually be a useful item.
Hey.
Well, as we were just saying, there's a lamp.
Yeah. Paying off. You'll be able to put that to good non-sequence breaky use in a couple of our dungeons now.
Yep, I think that's pretty much it for the sequence break for these guys.
Yeah, I imagine since he hadn't saved and quit, we're gonna head down to Pyramid for Pika, and then over to Pod.
Yep, again, like the big chest in Thief's Town, they're missing the hammer to fully clear it, but you can get pretty far into Pod.
Right.
Especially now that Pika has the bow, so he won't run the risk of being bow-locked immediately.
Right. And we are seeing Dunka make his way into Mire now.
Yep, he's gonna pick up the silvers and the slippers, and we see... Was that a cape, or am I blind?
No, it was a cape. But if he wears it, you might think you were...
Okay, well, I guess he already has the Cane of Burna, so he doesn't want to have the cape, I suppose.
Yeah. At the very least, probably is feeling pretty well protected without it. I guess, hey, worst case scenario, takes a fall to Ganon, he can pick it up on the way back up.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, that cape is not running away.
Right. That'd be quite the amazing turn for the end of the run, but supposing that came in big. Yeah, Pika now opening up Pod, the seed being quite generous in the rubies.
Yeah, they're definitely not really lacking in the money department. Bigdunka picking up his silvers here.
Alright, and we get the key.
Yeah, wouldn't have been Bowlock, but oh, I guess he wants to finish up Eastern first, okay.
Hey, it's Crystal, you got the bow. May as well go for it.
Yeah, I guess it's not the worst play. I mean, you're guaranteed to get a crystal and be able to finish it all off, while in Pod you're definitely going to be stopped at some point. I mean, there might still be some items left in here, and he might just take the warp back to the Dark World right after he finishes with EP.
Yeah, pretty much.
And there's the slippers for Bigdunka. He immediately mirrors out as well.
I'm still secretly hoping for another hammer at bat.
Oh man.
But we're still powder away from that, so...
The EP boss, Armos Knight, still has an item as far as I know, so he could hold something important. And as Chad was pointing out earlier, I'm sorry I kind of missed who said it, but PikaPals might be hoping for a hammer drop from Armos Knights.
Right. In either case, this is a pretty quick clear, especially having been in before. You don't have to make the whole other loop. Since he had sequence broken to the vanilla big key location in the dark. And so, you know, get it out of the way, out of your mind, and you can kind of move on.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad play. I mean, you're right there when you're in Pod anyway. And as I said earlier, you can just take the warp back, so it's not like he's using a huge amount of time by having to backtrack to Pod or something.
Exactly. I'm just lining those right up. Down goes Armos, and there is Sync.
There we go. Bigdunka is making all the right plays, going straight to the place where his bow will be hiding, so... all he needs to do now is go and make his way over to the Quakefish to pick up his lamp, and we'll be on even items. Almost.
Indeed. And so what was that? It was about 54 minutes to our first crystal. We got 14 hearts in that time. Which I guess at this rate, 7 crystals, 7 times 14. That's not quite how that works.
That will be a massive amount of hearts. Alright, right, so here is the cane of brine for bigdunka. Is he gonna make his way over to the catfish? It looks like he's floating away for now. Oh, are you thinking about it?
I think he's gonna do it. He bailed on the flute. Good move.
Yeah, good decision from him. Awesome.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, he is just sniffing this seed out. Whoop.
And as we were saying, PikaPals is continuing his way through pod. Except a bomb upgrade, not something you want to see really, but what can you do?
Yeah. It's only marginally better than a compass.
Yeah, very true.
And then actually, as I think about it, maybe you'd want to find that so you know where the rest of the items are. The potential compass is probably the worst one. But yeah, Dunka getting that. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say you don't want to see any of those dungeon items, really. All you're hoping for is progression, progression, progression.
Right on. And there's a big key for Pika. And a small key for Pika. And he'll have to mirror his way back, lacking the hammer. And to answer chat, the maps in this variant of the game generally useless. They serve the same function as they do in the vanilla game, but our runners are quite familiar with the layout of the dungeon. So now we do see bigdunka opt for that cape. Who knows when or how that might come into play now. We may have something at bumper. We may just have it bail a boss fight.
Yeah, it's I would have picked that up, to be honest. I mean, I'm obviously not of the caliber of PikaPals or bigdunka here, but I think the cape is quite useful. I mean, you do have the cane of brine, as I said earlier, but it's laggy. It has a pretty hefty activation cost, even though the running cost of it is cheaper than the cape is.
Right. Yeah, I personally would pick it up myself too, but mostly because when I play this game, I need free safety. I can't.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Oh,
Ooh, look at
speaking
that.
of canes of a sort, that's gotta be Cane.
That is a cane.
We got
yes,
Cane of
you are
Samaria
right.
for PikaPals.
All right, and yeah, as Filthy Cur is pointing out, that is probably going to lead PikaPals up to Turtle Rock. He does still need the hammer, though, to even get in.
This is true.
Alright, there's the burrito for Pod. Let's see if the big chest does anything. Even more money.
And the slow fanfare on that wall.
I like that. I love
Me
it
too.
when that
It's the
happens.
best. Yeah. All right. So yeah, with both canes in hand.
Looks like PikaPals wants to find out what's in that last little chest there in the sewers. Surprised he decides to go this way and not the back way, since he does have a small key, but it's not really going to be much of a time difference either way.
Yeah, that's correct. With the boots, he's gonna be able to dash around a bit, and with finally getting a sword, eventually he was able to do so with impunity as a line of ropes goes down. Holy cow!
Yeah, stand no chance against a Master Sword dash.
Oh, and a
And
quiver
just
upgrade.
A quiver upgrade.
Whoops. As Duncan puts those silvers to use in the mimic room. And says hi to the spike traps. But these things happen.
Yeah, just wanted to see if his blue mail is still working, and we can tell him the spikes don't care about your blue mail.
Yeah, we're sitting on the green pendant at Hera that could be retrieved. Need a hammer for Pod, hammer for Swamp. There's still that big chest at Thieves Town, but it looks like the play now for is going to be to head.
Yeah, not a bad play. He's going to pick up his ice rod here, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Yeah. That was up in the room where he bombed the floor, if I remember. And so, Ice Palace, you need hammer to finish. You could wander around there. Meyer is available. And of course, you need the hammer to even think about Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I think the only real play that they can do right now is either grab the green pendant from Hera or go into Ice Palace Hammerless. They got both of the items out of Meyer. They can't get into Turtle Rock. They can't get into... well, I guess they could get into Swamp.
Oh, right there, you got both items out of Meyer. Yeah, that's a goofy play when we know the pedestal is only for a tempered sword. Yeah, let's see. Overworld-wise, we've got some of the stuff on East Dark World Death Mountain, right?
They can't really get over there. No hookshot or hammer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, feels bad.
I think overworld-wise, there really isn't much left for them to check at all. It's got to be Ice Palace or the first chest and Swamp, I guess.
Yeah, East Palace, first chest, Swamp, green pendant. Kind of where we're at.
Yeah, and it looks like our runners are just kind of catching up to each other, finishing dungeons that the other guy already finished, so we're probably not going to see a lot of divergence from them for a little bit. I guess they could also check the... No, they can. Never mind me. They don't have the hammer. I was going to say they could check the spike cave.
Yeah.
But you definitely need a hammer to get in there.
Yeah. But that's at least you figure that one out before you lose 13 of your 14 hearts and realize in a different seed that you don't have the lift upgrade.
Yeah, that's painful.
Yeah. But...
Alright, so there's the ice rod for PikaPals. He will also have to leave that big chest behind, and
and Ver's in chat pointing out Bumper Cave. But I'm sorry, you were saying.
Oh, it's fine. Bumper Cave has already been checked by, I think, bigdunka, and it only had, I don't remember, but nothing they want to have.
Oh, bummer. PikaPal having an excellent blind fight, running the script, basically.
Yeah, and bigdunka's Armos fight with the silver arrows equally as quick.
Indeed.
No problem at all. So at this point, they're pretty much caught up with each other here.
Yeah, got all the same crystals now. Even went and had to go kill Landmo to get the progression. And... well, let's see which of our small number of plays these guys go for.
Looks like bigdunka wants to check that last sewer chest too, so that is going to cost him a little bit of time. It's pretty quick to get there, as we saw from PikaPals, but he will have the chance to make the play into ice apparently a little bit earlier.
Yeah, it looks like that's what's on his menu.
Could we see yet another hammer in Ice Palace seed?
It would be something, and double checking that Hylia Island. And we've got factions forming in the chat. We've got Swamp First Chest. We've got Ice Palace.
Yeah,
Nobody seems to be in the Hurricane, though, unless I missed it.
I will probably also be doing Ice, because that first chest in Swamp, like, what are the chances of that holding an item?
Yeah, and for the setup, that was something, watching a few matches in the past couple of days, really kind of stuck with me, that the setup for Swamp, using the mirror, pulling the switch, hopping back out to the portal, takes a lot longer than at least I had expected.
Yeah, it's quite annoying, and since they don't have the hammer, they also need to walk all the way over from the Kakariko portal or somewhere else in the Dark World.
This is true. But we get a shovel out of IP. Oh, man.
Well, there is our fetch quest.
Right.
And the first item, that leaves 2 in here.
Yeah, that's right. 2 more. And old man's just gonna hand a big pile of money to bigdunka now.
Yeah, these guys are definitely not hurting for money at this point.
Yeah. I wish I had a few more boss fights they could get to spend it on potions or something. Pika pulling off the quick kill on these Stalfos Knights.
Oh, and it looks like bigdunka is going for that green pendant play. I like it.
Interesting. Getting some divergence here. Gonna create some drama.
Drama and excitement, just what we live for. Oh no, I hope he's not just checking the tablet here. Nope, looks like he wants to go back in and check out what that green pendant gets him.
Alright, good. Yeah, that was gonna be disappointing if he came all the way up here and didn't check that. But yeah, this could be a turning point in our race here. Unless they both pay off in progress, right? And then it's, well, one of them's gonna have to go the other way. We get a big key just in time for PikaPals. Lacking that hook shot, he's gonna have to drop in the normal way for that big chest.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the normal boring. Oh boy! Well, there is the hammer for PikaPals, as we were saying earlier. Oh man, now we really gotta hope that the screen pendant play pays off for bigdunka, because if Sahasrara just gives him a bunch of crap, that is a whole lot of time investment for a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, hopefully Sahasrara also used to mess around with the hook shot along with that rock arena.
I'm trying to think how those two could go together.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, for some reason, attaching the hook shot to the ocarina for some reason, then it kind of becomes like some weird guitar or bagpipes or something.
Yeah, okay. It sounds reasonable enough to me. Not any weirder than any of the other Link to the Past lore.
Alright, PikaPals working his way through this cold stare fight. Yeah, down to the last one. Giving it everything he's got, and he finishes the fight. Very nice.
Nicely done. Oh, and the hook shot. Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, for Pika, but now bigdunka's in for a world of hurt until he goes make this play. Oh my. The Ice Palace gamble just absolutely paying off.
So the best hope for bigdunka is now that Turtle Rock requires bombos, and he'll get that from his green pendant, right?
I think that's pretty much it, yeah.
That's really the only thing that could possibly save him.
Right, because at this point, we've got go mode. Plus minus that provisional bombos.
Yeah, and we'll find that out very soon as PikaPals is making his way right up there. Probably gonna check the east side first.
Yeah, I can't blame him. We've still got 7 chest caves to check out, all the Dark World, Death Mountain stuff. Which now with that hookshot, that opens up to even more chests. Heck, it might be on the floating island. Like, we have had just no information as Dunka puts the hurt on Moldorm.
Yeah, I'm thinking that PikaPals is probably looking for that last sword upgrade because he really doesn't want to do Master Sword Ganon, and he also really doesn't want to do a pedestal pull.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at this point, the pedestal pull would just be so unwieldy with having to, well, I mean, he's in Hera's neighborhood, but I don't think it would, like, occur to him to do it just yet. But then also going all the way back into Mire.
Yeah, that's not something you want to do.
Shield? And then just more arrows.
Oh man, our first shield, 1 hour, 10 minutes in. That's
Woo!
interesting. Alright, Strela, give us something good here. And it's Bombos! Oh my god!
Oh man, the dream is alive. The dream is alive.
Alright, PikaPals, please tell us that Turtle Rock is Bombos. Oh man, and bigdunka is making the play on Ice Palace.
Oh, dude.
Oh, I'm so excited. Please be
Oh
Bombos.
my gosh, this could be like the biggest turn. Holy crap. Gosh, come on, come on, come on.
Bombos, Bombos. Oh no, it's Quake. Oh man. That's a huge bummer for bigdunka.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, that is a confirmed go mode for PikaPals, with Pod to finish, Swamp to go mode, and Turtle Rock to go mode. He's gonna just be flying through the rest of this, not requiring any more items to finish, except for he'd really like to find a Tempered Sword, so we'll probably see him poke at some of the chests that are kind of in the way.
Yeah, he'll definitely check out some chests that are in the way.
I just thought of something diabolical as Dunka got a shovel. Sort of dig spot.
Yeah, I had that exact same thought just as he picked it up.
It's just a go, man. Because then the fourth one's on the pedestal, and
I'm also a little bit surprised that PikaPals decided to do Turtle Rock now. I mean, he wanted to check out which medallion he needed, so I definitely understand it. And he probably didn't want to leave again after he already opened it. But doing, Pod and Swamp is your last dungeon, you have to make that whole trek back up to Death Mountain to get to Ganon's Tower. And not knowing where your opponent is right now, that might be a time loss you don't really want to take. Obviously, we know it's probably not going to be a big deal for him at all. He's pretty far ahead with the Tower of Hera play that bigdunka made, but...
Right. Yeah, that's another trip I was surprised about, just how long it takes is getting up the mountain. Because as you said, like, it's usually the sweet spot when it's a crystal to just do this last. But also he, like you also mentioned, he already made the trip once, so you try to make it worth it, I guess.
Yeah, you don't want to open it up and leave again and then come back and have to track through all of this again. It's really kind of a lose-lose situation in that case, more or less.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see which order Dunka ends up doing things, and if he gets it closer to the more traditional order, getting Swamp Palace maneuverings out of the way sooner, then might see some of that time close up. But he's going to be feeling a mix of frustrated and relieved to find this hammer here after that Hera play.
Yeah, definitely.
But then I guess he also doesn't know what the medallion was for T-Rock, so maybe he's just feeling relieved to have all three.
It's definitely a good feeling having all three medallions, because that just means, as you say, you don't have to worry about anything. You can get in anywhere you want to. And you don't end up with any nasty surprises. And for all we know, PikaPals could have ended up over there, mirroring back or taking that Dark World Warp. and then stand on top of a bombos require turtle rock.
Yeah. That would have been the most disappointing. But yeah, so to check this was an absolute must to check the door, and then to go inside, pretty solid play. The only thing you would have really liked to find to help would have been another sword upgrade.
And he could still find one in here, or really in any of the other dungeons that he still has left. I mean, it's not completely out of the question. He'll, as you say, he'll probably not want to do anything like laser bridge or something. He doesn't have to for a key anyway.
Right. And of course, chat immediately calling tempered on laser bridge.
Might also be in Mimic Cave, guys.
Yeah, it's true, and he's probably going to pass right by that. Because, I mean, let's be real, that's a smart play in this case.
Oh, and bigdunka also saving a little bit of time here, being able to smash that ice shell with bombos.
Right, saving time and magic. He then goes to bring that fire rod to bear on our trio of puffs.
Yeah, they stand absolutely no chance. PikaPals finds the needed key in the first chest of Laser Bridge, so he's not going to check the other 3 chests. Don't really blame him.
Yeah, you called that one. And we do have go mode now for bigdunka on the left. He's going to be hot on the heels of Pika, looking to close that gap.
Yeah, he is probably going to go with the Swamp play or the Pod play right now, depending on what he feels more comfy first.
And it's just boss fight city as we get right into a Trinix fight then.
Yep, Hammer Trinix, not that huge of a deal, but hammering from below is probably the weirdest hitbox you'll ever see in this game.
And Pika having just a bit of trouble with this menu.
Yeah, also needs to be careful. He's down to 4 hearts. I'm not sure. I know he has a green potion, I think, still, but I don't think he has anything to heal himself with.
Yeah.
Decides to just go for the fire rod strats here. Good idea.
Yeah, definitely. You got to put the resources you have to work, and as you mentioned, he's got all that extra magic he can use, so once you've got that head stunned by its respective rod, you can just go to town and do some more damage.
Yep.
Now in the worm phase, wanting to avoid that last hug. Oh no, down to 1 heart. Pull it out, pull it out. You can do it. Yeah. All right.
He's got it. And as we see bigdunka deciding to go with Swamp first. Swamp and go mode is a pleasure to do. You don't really need the big key. He might still opt to check some of the chests that are sort of on his way, just for the same reason PikaPals might, with that tempered sword still on loose. But at this point, I wouldn't really be surprised if they both just go mode as quickly as they can.
Yeah, both these runners very strong at this, so having to get those spins in on Ganon, not the end of the world.
And we're keeping diverging routes here. PikaPals deciding to do Pod before Swamp. Not a bad play either. I mean, he cleared out most of it. He can go straight to the boss. It's a little bit longer than Swamp, I believe, just from getting from the start to the boss fight, but it shouldn't make much of a difference.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's going to take a little bit longer to do, but then I think Dunka hasn't been to Pod at all, right?
Let me think.
Or no, he has to have been because he had Samaria. That's my bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're actually looking at, like, from that go mode, it was pretty close to the same kind of bill of events to run through in order to close the seat off, so, Yeah, it might just come down to that double traversal of the mountain, like you were saying.
Yeah, at the moment, that's really the only thing I can think of that costs bigdunka any amount of time over PikaPals. Just a burrito for bigdunka.
Yeah, I don't want to go on the go into the boss fight on an empty stomach.
I also have to admit, I'm getting kind of hungry.
Yeah, burrito sounds good after. What do you?
Alright, bigdunka now off to his Argus fight. With the Master Sword, you need 2 slashes for each puff. It's gonna make it a little more annoying than you'd like it to be, but shouldn't be a problem for our runners here at all.
Yeah, it beats the menu that would be incurred by having to go back and forth from the hook to the hammer.
Yeah, that is so time-consuming and annoying. You want to avoid that if at all possible.
Yeah, I mean, it may in theory be faster if executed properly, but I know it doesn't feel that fun to do, in this commentator's opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
I'm getting trolled a little bit by those puff locations.
Yeah, they're really hanging out on the middle, jeez.
Oh man, come on.
Yeah, give me a break. There we go.
There we go.
Jeez, Argus.
I'm making it easy for bigdunka here.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Pika going to town. The Mask of the Helmasaur King. Dunka just makes that second stage look easy. Oh, mushroom.
Here's our second fetch quest.
And I don't think either of those is going to be turned in. And Helma has... yeah, he was down to the dungeon.
Alright, so I think, judging from where they are right now, bigdunka is probably going to make his way over to Pod, while PikaPals is obviously going to finish up his last crystal with Swamp. The thing is, bigdunka still needs to work his way through Turtle Rock, and Turtle Rock in Go mode isn't that much faster than normal Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it looked like the key placement worked out really well for PikaPals. The key seemed to zip right through. So hopefully bigdunka will have the same sort of dungeon sense as he goes through it and end up getting that same fast route and keep this race nice and close. Because yeah, as you mentioned and as we just saw, Swamp Palace Go mode is a thing of beauty and it's pretty much done before it starts.
Yeah, it's just so quick. You don't even need the big key. You just need that hookshot to grab the first key and then hookshot right over to the door. Swim through some waters and you're basically at the boss.
Both runners opting to use the Cane of Samaria there on that crystal switch.
Yeah, I like it. I usually go with the bow, I think.
Yeah, I see a lot of runners try to thread the needle, and that was tended to be my own preferred strategy. Of course, that, again, I must emphasize, I'm not a runner of this game, but I do play for fun.
Yeah.
So none of my strategies should be taken as good.
I think it's safe to say that we're both a lot better at talking about this game than we are at playing it.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty confident on that one. Not trying to toot our own horn, but...
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was more for me to say that for as bad as I am at this game, I hope I talk better.
Aww.
Yeah, PikaPals making us dive in. Letting that water fill. Dunka has some fun in the turtle room.
These turtles are the worst.
Oh, I know.
You never know if the hammer's gonna flip them back over or if it's actually gonna kill them. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, and it's just so easy for that one to get out of hand. Very nice little dash move there to clear those out.
Yep, now on his Helmosaur boss fight, while PikaPals is not too far away from his last crystal in his Argus boss fight. We'll have to see if the little time save, I suppose, that bigdunka has, or that he's gonna have over... Ooh, gets a little bit trolled by the... There we go.
There we go. Just in time to cancel the fireball.
Alright, bigdunka grabbing his penultimate crystal. Now he's gonna make his way up to Turtle Rock. Doesn't know which medallion he needs, but since he has all three, he has no worries at all.
Indeed.
And yeah, as Chad is pointing out, Go Mode Turtle Rock is probably still gonna be a little longer than PikaPals making his way back up the G Tower, so it might come down to routing decisions in G Tower or Ganon execution even.
Yeah, there's a number of factors remaining that can really put a big twist on this run. One of them being Dunka's going to make sure he's well equipped for this. Oh no, he's got to run out and take a heart of damage real quick so he can burn that potion. Oh no, he's just going to say screw it.
Yeah, doesn't want to invest that time.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a bummer, but I mean, at least it's a healing item. With half magic, you're not too worried about your magic. You're probably more worried about your health.
Indeed.
Alright, well,
oh, yeah. I was going to say finishing off Argus to get his mushroom. That we'll probably not see turned in.
Oh, and that reminds me, bigdunka was just there buying potions. He could have turned it in, but I mean, you don't want to waste any time, obviously, so totally understandable why he didn't.
Yeah, it's like, what I guess it might be like, even just those 7 or 10 seconds is just too much when you know you can go up to T-Rock and get it done. Yeah,
it wouldn't be so bad if you could just give it to the witch and then go right in to check it, but you need a screen transition for them to actually work it through and, hide their drug somewhere. So it's actually quite a big time investment in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and for the level these guys execute at, the sword upgrade would certainly be nice, but won't be useful. Or won't be necessary, rather.
Yep, exactly.
And so, we do have PikaPals making his climb here to Ganon's Tower. And I think you guys all pretty familiar with our number game we like to play. We've got 22 places that the big key of Ganon's Tower can be. We have to find it if we're going to beat this. So, go ahead and get your guesses in the chat. Where's that big key? Hervey, what do they win today?
Well, as seems to be tradition for some reason, they can win my unending love and affection, of course. Non-refundable and also not exchangeable for a money price.
Well, there you have it, folks. As valuable a prize as there ever was. We are seeing PikaPals make a check in the hookshot cave. I dig this move, it's right there.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's on your way up there, and you might as well check it out to see if maybe you luck into that tempered sword that you've been looking for.
Not this time. Now, I happen to miss what was on the island, but I'm sure if Pika saw it, that you would have been after it by now, if it was good.
Yeah, definitely.
But just on the chance he didn't see it, it was definitely a sword. But as we're waiting for this door to open, I want to give a shout out to our tracker. I want to say that's Icon or ICAWN, ICAWN, however you might like to say it. I don't want to butcher it any further. Been doing a nice job with this race.
I'm gonna go with Icon.
Yeah.
Like the Icon, just fancier, I guess. But yes, definitely shout outs to him keeping track of all these items. Doing a very good job. Okay, we see PikaPals going right, so the first 2 chests already over with. If you guessed 1 or 2, no love for you.
Oh, shucks. And I agree, HM Kills. This has been a mighty fun seed to watch.
Yeah, definitely a great race, and it might still be very close if it turns out that the key is on the left side here, or if PikaPals takes a fault again and at some unfortunate point. Not that we were hoping for that, but don't count bigdunka out yet is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, and there's that powder. Hey, just in time for some safety in Gavin's tower, too. But yeah, while we're lauding these runners... Oh.
Sorry, I was just going to say, and a nice refill from the piece of heart for PikaPals. He is now at 17 hearts, if I can count correctly. I think I can.
Yeah, it looks like it. And yeah, and speaking of the skill of these runners, if you've been enjoying this, make sure to give these guys a follow. Got the links there in chat for you. Or if you want to see them again, give yourself a little exclamation point R.
Yep, definitely. Check these guys out, follow them. They're very entertaining, not only in the tournament matches, but also every other time they're streaming, so make sure to check them out.
Indeed.
So this is chest number 9, still no 10, still no big key for PikaPals here. I guess it's technically 11 since we're counting the torch.
Right. Which there goes my traditional guess, and if I remember right, you oh, you know what? I'm not remembering.
I'm not remembering either.
You don't remember your usual pick?
Well, oh, my usual pick? Sorry,
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about the torch. My pick would have been the number 8, which obviously is wrong.
Gotcha. But yeah, I think we have bombs on the torch. Maybe it's rupees.
Getting some nice blue boomerang strats here from PikaPals. I like that one.
Indeed. Gotta put that boom to use in the maybe one place it's real good for.
And a red rupee in this chest, so we are coming up on the rando room. That's gonna be chest
Alright, we see bigdunka setting up the safety door over in T-Rock as he's about to head to Trinex. There goes the sword upgrade. Oh man. That's gonna be well, no, I guess traditionally, if now this big key's on Bob or behind Armos, like probably bigdunka's gonna find it. Meanwhile, we're gonna see him clear out the whole of the laser bridge, but not to much avail.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate for him. He really only needed to clear out that first chest, but he wanted to be safe and maybe also still looking for the tempered sword.
Indeed, because if it had been there and not in Ganon's tower, that really would have gained him a ton of time being able to work through that Trinex fight and the rest of G Tower in a lot quicker order. Oh, I'm trying to throw mushrooms at Bob. Oh, and Bob says, thanks for nothing.
Oh, definitely nothing in there.
Yeah. Alright, so we got our Armos 2 fight here.
Yep, good old Ice Armos. Makes it a lot more annoying, but with the silver arrows, still no problem at all.
And there it is, a vanilla big key. And some prize money.
Alright, so which chest was that? I'm gonna have to recount.
Yeah, I think it was...
Yeah, 19, yeah.
19?
Oh, I think it was 19, yeah.
Oh yeah, because they didn't do tile. Yeah. We got some people calling that they were 19.
And if I'm hearing this correctly, unless I've been commentating so many random matches that I'm starting to have hallucinations, but I think there might be a follower alert going off every now and again.
Is that what that is?
I believe it is. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't think Fiesel suddenly started working with soundboards, but I might be wrong.
Yeah. Well, you know how we can figure this out, Chad, is if you go give these guys a follow.
Exactly.
We can have ourselves a little fun. Let's go ahead and let's find out if it's Dunka or Pika. As you get Dunka heading over to Ganon's Tower now as Pika enters the gauntlet.
Making his way through the gauntlet here. Doesn't have too many problems.
Very nice shooting. Yeah, that was good. Managing to avoid damage from a Beamos hug. Alright, and I can't pronounce that name, I'm sorry. But let me know that that's apparently Big Dunka's sound. So go ahead and give him a follow.
Alright, let's see what Big Dunka decides to route in here. He might... Yep, he is also going right side, so sadly he's probably not going to make up too much time unless he decides to go full right side and go straight to ice on us.
Right.
PikaPals
Man, I blinked and missed what must have been a... like just a pretty much zero cycle land 2. Like I'm just in awe. Like I saw him walk in, and then I looked over at Dunka, and I looked over again, and he was picking up the heart and the magic pickup.
Yeah, it was pretty much a picture perfect fight. 3 silver arrows right to the dome, no problem at all.
Very nice. To get punch strats from Dunka, giving that Samaria block a little kick.
Grabbing his powder. Oh, and he decides to keep going. Maybe he'll just pick up the small key here and then mirror out. That's usually what people do, but I do hope for his sake that he keeps going, and he does.
Yeah, he's going with the traditional. But yeah, this ended up coming down to that play to Hera versus Ice Palace, which ended up holding both items needed to push to go mode.
Yeah, I mean, there was a gamble from Big Dunka, and not a bad one either. No way to know that Ice Palace would hold like 2 progression items out of the 3 items you can get in there.
Yeah. And with Hammer being required to finish Ice Palace, you kind of don't expect it to be there in Rando, but it is actually random, so, you know.
Yeah, nothing you can do.
Sometimes it's going to come up that way. We got PikaPals going into his Aga 2 fight now. Let's see how many of the blue balls we get.
Yeah, this looks like a pretty nice setup for a first one. Gets a nice double.
Double, yeah. It's 1 blue ball and 1 strike in that round. We're up to our second blue ball. And we're at 4 hits if I'm counting.
Mm-hmm.
There he goes. Just time for 2 blue. And really just laying that hook shot in Aga.
I'm like, trying to catch that bad.
Bats.
Alright, so PikaPals making his way into the Ganon fight as soon as the Swag Duck decides to land him here.
And our gastropods again.
Getting a little bit of slug lore. Big Dunka picking up his tempered sword. He's going to be happy to see that.
Not a moment too soon. These runners to be picking them up.
Oh, and the perfect spot for phase 2 here for PikaPals.
I've been seeing this happen in more and more races, and I absolutely love it.
That makes phase 2 really, really quick. As you can see, already in phase 3, he's pretty much out of danger now.
Yeah, at this point, it's going to be just damaging or manipulating his knockback and all to make sure he doesn't head towards any of the edges.
Yeah, pretty much. The only thing that could maybe save bigdunka now is a fall in the last phase for PikaPals, and even then it would be cutting it pretty close. Alright, gets the first shot in. No torch glitch, but with half magic, no worry. Nice double here.
That was a weird teleport. But that's GG for Pika.
GG to Pika. Let me go look on the IRC for his official SRL time.
Oh, I've got it if you want.
Sure, go right ahead.
Yeah, PikaPals has finished in first place with a time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 8 seconds. So he's pretty quick on that stream timer, too.
Yeah,
Success
that's very good.
indeed, Pika.
That is maybe the first time I actually see a stream timer line up perfectly with the official SRL time.
Yeah, we gotta thank Feasel for that too, I suppose, in some way. Shoutouts to Feasel and the rest of the people at Speed Gaming.
We always have to thank Feasel, yeah.
Yeah, getting these streams together. If you were here from the last race, you know we cut right over, didn't miss a beat. As bigdunka has gotten to his big key and begun his ascent, already in the Igor room.
Alright, we're gonna see if you can get Pika in here for his post-game interview. Yep, looks like he's about ready. I'm gonna pull him in here. Give me a second. Hello, PikaPals. GG, and congrats on your win. How do you feel?
Hey, thanks. I'm feeling pretty good.
Hey, GG, man. That was a heck of a run.
Yeah, that was a kind of silly seat.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, you guys started out breaking our brains with that sequence break. You a little harder than bigdunka did because you ended up going into Mire and picking up those flippers.
Mire was so silly.
Yeah, it was, we were trying to figure out, like, wait, so is this boss actually supposed to be beatable right now? And then, once we found the Hype Cave sword, it kind of all evened itself out again. Everything kind of converged.
Yeah. Finding that ether in Checkerboard Cave
Right.
was just like... I shouldn't do Mire right now, should I? Yeah, I'll do Mire right now. Why not? This is a great idea.
Yeah, turned out to be the right choice. You got the early silvers, which didn't help you at that point, but still, early silvers, always nice to have. And then the flippers, of course.
Yeah, it's always nice to not have to think about finding the silvers, especially when you're on Master Sword and know where one of the swords are.
Right.
Yeah.
We were wondering if one of the fetch items would have ended up being the fourth sword.
Yeah, but thankfully for you guys, I guess the sword ended up being in GT, and even though you had to open quite a few chests until you finally got to that big key, at least it was on the way, sort of.
Yeah, as long as you didn't go the full right to Armos.
Right, yeah. And thankfully for you, and also for bigdunka, who's now in the torch puzzle room of the Ascent, both making basically the same play, going full, well, right up to that key, mirroring back, and the rest of it. So, but also want to comment on your early in the run, your water walk to Zora, getting stuck by the rock, and having the kind of serenity to go, you know what, I can bomb my way out of this.
Yeah, what I really wanted to do was bonk my way out of it.
Oh, we saw the attempts, yeah.
So yeah, bombing myself was the next best thing I could think of.
Right.
I really didn't want to walk back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really amazing to watch. Like, I didn't even think of that, and if someone in chat is saying, I would have probably just saved and quit immediately. I didn't even realize that you were trying to bonk. I thought that was just you frustration pulling on that rock.
At some point, it was me frustrated from pulling on the rock.
Right,
After I jumped in the water a few times trying
Right.
to turn.
Yeah, fair enough.
Duncan just giving the validation chest a bonk.
As long as you don't bonk yourself off the edge, it's fine.
Oh goodness, yeah, no, he made sure to go from the wide side.
Oh yeah, were you worried at all that Turtle Rock was going to be Bombos?
I ended up going straight up to Turtle Rock just to make sure, because I wasn't
Right,
confident enough to do Swamp and Go mode yet.
right. Oh man, chat was really, and I mean, so were we, to be honest, kind of hoping, just for the drama of it, to get up there and go, oh god, you need the Bombos, because it ended up being the green pendant, which is pretty much where the race
Oh, no.
diverged. You guys both kind of got through. It was like, what, Skullwood, Stevestown, Desert, and Eastern, I guess, and it was like, all right, so we got Ice Palace, but no hammer. Well, we could do the green pendant. What about First Palace Swamp, or First Chest Swamp? And then you guys both went your different directions, and then everything for Go mode was in Ice Palace. It was just absolutely mind-blowing.
The ice was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I was
It's
expecting
definitely-
hammer or hook shot. I was expecting the hammer to be dug up from the shovel.
Oh, right, 'cause, yeah.
That was my plan.
Ice Palace going, you're gonna do the rest of this, but you're gonna go dig. No.
Yeah, do this first, but we know you won't.
Right.
Yeah, it was quite amazing to see. And as Epi was saying, I think you were heading into Ice Palace at that point, and bigdunka decided to take the gamble on the green pendant, and it turned out to be Bombos. And just as you were making your way up there to see what the Turtle Rock entrance was, we were all, as we said, or as Epi said, for the drama, we were kind of hoping it would be Bombos.
Yeah. So when I looked at my map for the first time in the Dark World, I was actually checking to see if Meyer was the green pendant, because if it was, I was going to go do it. Otherwise, I was gambling on ice.
Yeah, this that was. Oh, it looks like somebody did clip your water walk save.
Oh, nice.
That popped
very
into the
good.
Speed Gaming chat now. I hope you guys submitted that on the Discord to the. You got an archive up with the schedule. Some of you have probably seen.
Yeah, I'm lucky that worked. I was
Yeah.
worried that the Zoras were going to keep bumping me out.
Oh yeah, I
Not
noticed
letting
that
me do
too at
it.
first, and I was thinking, oh gosh, did he end up in like just like out of phase with? Oh, and GG for bigdunka finishing up his cannon fight.
Yeah, absolutely. GG to him. He has finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 48 seconds, so exactly 7 minutes and 40 seconds later than PikaPals did. And he's already in the waiting room, can't wait for his post-game interview, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull him in here real quick.
Very good, very good.
Hello, bigdunka, GG to you.
GG Dunka.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, good game. Pretty crazy seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what it wanted us to do for quite a while.
Yeah, with the sequence break for the sword, we were just talking with Pika about it. You guys really had our minds in a vice, trying to figure out, okay, wait, how much of this is like supposed to happen right now?
In the back of my mind, I kept remembering that the pedestal. I had to check it twice. I went back. And was like,
we saw that,
Jeez.
yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you. We were like, wait, really? Like, so could this be a thing? Which then we reasoned out that like basically one of the pendants was at Meyer, so you needed a sword to use the medallion to open it. So at the very least, it couldn't have been your first sword. But yeah.
Yeah, that confused me too. I was thinking about it while I was going to next, and that's actually why I jetted it out instead of just finishing. I was finishing
Right.
Skullwoods. I was thinking about it, and it's like, oh, and then realized too late that I forgot to do the dungeon.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So, all in all, you guys both put on an absolutely awesome show. I mean, it was a goofy seed, as we've talked about, and both of you guys on your respective boss fights just really laying in.
Yeah, it was
came down to, or go ahead, Irv.
I was just going to say it was definitely very entertaining to watch, and just as you were probably going to mention in here, it came down to you taking that green pendant gamble, bigdunka. That was really the only time loss that I can think of right now that you had over PikaPals. You guys were perfectly in sync when you entered the Waterfall Fairy Cave. That's how close you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew I lost a lot of time up in Hera because I double dipped there because I realized that I want to try to go through and try to get to the top using bombs. Because that's the only melee weapon I had. And at that point, I figured there was very little left. At that point, it was Green Pendant and Ice Palace, I think, was the only thing available.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe the first chest in Swamp.
Right, Swamp,
to check that.
Yeah, basically, my hope was at that point, I figured I was behind, and I was praying that Bombos was at Turtle Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's what came off the Green Pendant. That's the only, at that point, as soon as I saw that it was Quake, I kind of knew I was going to be way behind.
Yeah, we and chat were also rooting for that Bombos because it would have really just tightened the race right back up. But yeah.
Yeah, because at that point there was 20 items available. Death Mountain was completely open, so
right,
but it was not to be.
Yeah, sadly, but still very entertaining, very close run. You both performed admirably. It was a joy to watch and to commentate. So
absolutely,
I hope you don't feel too bad about the loss, and you're definitely not out of the tournament, so it's not the worst.
No, it doesn't get any easier. If you've seen some of the people that are at 1 and 2 right now, it's crazy.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, usually in these things, when you lose, it gets easier. Somehow it doesn't work anymore.
Right.
For some reason, everyone's good. It's a problem.
Man.
Yeah, there have been quite a few upsets, I would say. Like, some people you wouldn't really expect to lose much, if at all, have lost a couple matches, and it's all kind of crazy here.
Yeah, but that is one of the great things about this community. Everybody kind of pulling everybody else up, sharing the strats, and keeping the competition fierce. One of the things I love about being a part of this with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
But any parting thoughts for chat on the seed?
No, I mean it was confusing at the start, but yeah, hope everybody enjoyed it. And again, Pika, real good game, dude. That was yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty silly seed.
Indeed.
Good game, Dunka.
And thanks for joining us, guys. Give these guys a follow. We got bigdunka and PikaPals putting on an awesome race, and good luck in the rest of the tournament, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right, guys. Of course, thanks from me too. I think this is about going to wrap it up for us. Feel free to stick around here on Speed Gaming for some fancy Earthbound stuff coming up. Or go over to Speed Gaming 2 if you want to, because we have a match starting up there in just a couple of minutes. It will be, if I'm not completely mistaken, let me go look here. It will be Jet 082 versus Gesellschaft.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. You definitely want to stick around for that.
Yeah,
both those runners really tight execution is going to be coming from both sides, so yeah,
definitely.
Get on over to Speed Gaming 2, and if you're a big fan of puns, I'll do a commentator's plug and say Dr. Bob's back, so you can get in there and laugh at some corny jokes.
Absolutely, Dr. Bobtastic and Ninnies both commentating that race.
Indeed.
So both these that are absolutely amazing. You should definitely go and listen to that, or stick around here to watch some Earthbound, or multi-twitch both of them, which is probably the best decision you could make.
I mean, let's be real.
And
right.
So that's going to wrap it up for us. Thanks, of course, to the runners for a great race. Thanks again to Icon for tracking everything. Thanks to Fiesel for the wonderful restream and the fancy transitions that we saw in the beginning. Really nice. And of course, also thanks to my wonderful co-commentator, Epipoliticus.
And thanks to Herfy Durfy. This has been a lot of fun. We hope you enjoyed it too. And for all of us here in the Rando community, good night.
Yep, have a great night. Bye-bye.